Hello everyone and welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. The last episode was such a fail on my part and I apologize for not noticing it. But this is what happens when you haven't recorded anything in a while, I suppose. We're gonna continue right over and I hope this video will be uploaded straight after that one, so I hope you're still here. I hope that the last episode didn't make you completely lose your trust in me. I wanted to redo it, but I felt that genuine reactions worked way better than just mindless reading, because I already knew like what was happening, so it wouldn't have been as fun. So I figured that even if it was a fail, you know, the video was still, it was genuine, and I think that's what matters most. So let's continue it. I don't know, I didn't save, I just quit the game, so yeah, there's no data. So I'm just going to get back to where we were before, and I'm just going to continue it there. So, see you guys in a bit. You know, the funny thing is, I can't skip this. So I'm going to have to sit through this again. Obviously you don't, but I will. So, this is going to be fun. And here we are, where we left off last time. Hinamizawa. God damn. Alright, let's continue on and pretend that the fail last episode never happened. Right, this is what was supposed to happen, like a transition screen or something like that. Higurashi When They Cry. In case we forgot what we were playing. Okay. Let's see what we're up against. Is this my room? Even though we were approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although in exchange you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far away on the other side, so I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably up working until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. It's such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. That does sound pretty good. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that though. I can't do art for shit. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. It might be easy to some people, but I can't draw for shit. Seaweed, picked vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon? Excuse me? Wait, raw egg, is that a thing? My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Seaweed? Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. Oh god. I'm so happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiichi. If I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being good. I don't know who's talking. Full bowl of rice? What will half be enough? Pile it on. First I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. It's a delicacy in Japan. After that I covered it with the egg. Ah, okay, I see what they're used for. I do apologize for earlier. Between bites of rice I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent, as usual. Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning. That was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that was what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. With a shovel? Mindful of the time, Mum rushed me along with a wide grin. Isn't it about time to meet up with Rena-chan? I don't know if I'll keep up with the Chan. Hurry, hurry! Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Rena is one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. What? But, well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Rena wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door. Please thank Rena-chan for the pickles! Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning! Rena-chan. Oh. Keiichi-kun? Oh god, okay. Good morning! Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. I don't know who's talking. She's so... Okay, it was her, okay. She's so conscientious. Words. And it's such a good person. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. Keiichi-kun, you're so cold. I wait for you all the time. I'll leave you in the dust without looking back. Why are you so mean? Why? I don't think that's a sad look you're pulling. Rena had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. I'm kidding. I'd wait for you. With those words, Rena seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red. Thank you. I'd wait forever until he came, Rena. No matter how long. Okay? Forever. Okay. Rena turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. Have you ever read a romance novel, Rena? I haven't. Never read any before. From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. Oh yeah, message from Mom. She says thanks for the pickles. It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. Well, tell her that! It would have been fine to just be honest and say they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one who picked them, Rena? Or was it your mom? Why do you ask? Were they too salty? Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically. Was it you, Rena? Or was it your mom? Why are you asking who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion of them might change drastically. It's this kind of behavior that gets people to kill you, especially in this sort of universe. She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she'd used to pickle them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. Rena nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. It was me. Delicious. Huh? Pretty good, just like the last ones. They went perfectly with the rice. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It truly was a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Rena never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep at it, Rena. I'll train you until you handle it like the average person. Or so I decided for myself. Let's go. If we keep me on waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Seeing as she just kept spacing out otherwise, I called Rena back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity, so we could make our way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Rena Ryugu. About time we got an introduction. I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. Don't know what the name's supposed to be. Mitian, good morning. Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Oh, got boobs. Ah, finally. You two are late. Usually you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to the diligent Rena, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Okay. Morning, Rena. And it's been a while, Kei-chan. How many years? I was only off 2 days. You don't say. You were so much cuter back then. Mion's gaze stared at my chest and dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. Excuse me? If I were to look at your chest, you'd be calling for sexual abuse. So she was saying it was my crotch that was cuter back then. Before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. Yeah, right. That doesn't seem to be the case now. I've grown quite splendidly. You'd be surprised. Oh my god. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time. Be sure to greet him properly. Oh god, we need an age rating on this. Don't say next time. Right now is just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh morning air? Is this what people talk to? Is this what people talk about? Sorry. I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you can smell it fouling up the morning air before. Jesus Christ. Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. I don't think that's how old people act. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my fly, Rena began to ramble in a near panic. Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Rena tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. Is this how it was every morning? How was it? Seeing the city again. Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the topic to something more befitting the pleasant morning. I only went for a funeral, I didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? That thing I asked for. You're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look around in toy stores. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know. It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here after all. Is this about games again, Mi-chan? Mion nodded proudly as Rena giggled. Yep, I wanted Kei-chan to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You can just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, guess I have to now. I'm going to get another game full of hot action. I don't know who's talking. This time, I like a game that's easy to understand. Mion is a board and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Rena, Mion's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. If there's a... This is hard for me. If there's a game you think I'd understand, let me play too. Of course! If Kei-chan is up for it, I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just... Oh my god, I'm sorry. Just what I want, I play all sorts of games, I don't intend to lose. Whoa. Then we'll let you in the group this time, I guess. I'm sorry. I think it was me the first one. Bristling with joy from head to toe, Rena looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression parked up even further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Alright, so I'm the gaming noob. in the group. Alright, sorry, I just assumed that since I was the main character, I was the most perfect creature alive. Rena laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I had moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. I felt like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be about right for this place. Okay. School part. Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. Really? That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There were about 30 students at different levels, and they all studied in the same class. Alright, that explains why your senior is also the head of your class. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building and they had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, like the reduction of population. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly let me take the lead, right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Too bad. I wasn't gonna fall for that again. To think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face.
What is it, you guys?
Step back, Rena. It's dangerous. She's here.
Huh? Then Satoko-chan is...
Her name was Satoko Huju. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up just over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap. A blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious. Satoko! A haughty laugh came from beyond the door.
Excellent, Kei-chan. I guess that means you win this round?
No, this is Satoko we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. With a shovel. No escape. No time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. Oh, dude!
So then why don't you just open the door and let it drop?
That's what it is. That's what Satoko was after. Making me focus my attention upward. So as I lifted my hand to the door, there were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. What the hell is that? A potent and terrifying trap, concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Satoko, but in the end nothing more than the trivial words of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw open the door and stepped into the room. I felt something strange at my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. By the time I realized she had me, hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner.
Kei-chan, watch out!
Instinctively reaching to Mion's Mion.
Kei-chan, watch out!
Shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Ow, ow, ow! An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation had I landed square on it. Are you the troublemaker?
My, what do we have here? A fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. Aren't we a lively one this morning?
Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a step up from your usual trap, Satoko.
I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. You're quite unlucky this morning.
You little... Oh. It seems I inadvertently sprained my back a little when I landed. Better than landing on that inkstone.
Hello.
A small hand gently rubbed my head.
Hey, go away.
The small dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head.
You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you?
She seems too little to have that sort of voice back.
If you rub it like this, the pain disappears.
I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what I actually do, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks Rika-chan. The pain's going away now.
Yay! Rika-chan, good morning! Good morning to you, Rena. Good morning to you all.
Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rina, Mion, and I all bowed back. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than Satoko. I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact.
I am the very model of a good girl. A good girl wouldn't set those
A good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps.
Nothing but lies and slander. Exactly what proof?
I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with. I'm sorry. Try saying that. If you won't say it... I caught my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Satoko's forehead.
I'm against violence. You don't even have any proof.
Just so you know, my forehead flick really hurts. It can split plywood right in half.
Eeh! Stop! Get away from me, you beast!
Don't say that in a way people will misunderstand. A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt.
She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days.
Rika-chan really is just so... How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Satoko, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. How old is everyone?
It doesn't bother me. You mustn't cry, Satoko. Keep on fighting, yeah?
Rika gently petted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess those two are the same age. I think Satoko could learn 1,000,000 from Rika-chan.
Next time, set an even more amazing trap.
Wait a minute. As she observed the scene, Rena's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon? Okay.
Oh, Satoko-chan is crying. So cute!
Oh my god, alright.
You can't take them home. Oh, but they're so cute!
You can, no matter how cute they are.
But just for a bit, is fine?
Rena kept a cutesy face even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rena is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Okay. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up.
Then I can just look. Just looking. That should be fine, right? Right?
Rena swooned over Satoko's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Rena into the authorities. Forgive me, Rena. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away.
The teacher's coming. Quickly, clean everything up. Satoko, that inkstone is yours, right?
Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbstack stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Jesus, what kind of traps are these? Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlamp from before had been neatly tidied up.
We made it in time. Rise, attention.
Mion gave out the morning commands. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She had to teach something different to each one. Is every character other than me and my dad a girl? But naturally she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Rena and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping to teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Rena and Mion with their studies.
You're a pretty good teacher, Keiichi-kun. Easy to understand.
Rena took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is.
They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. So while you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice.
In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there'll be trouble. There'll be trouble later on. With these marks,
it's not like I'm aiming to go into a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams a little at a time.
Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relaxed than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams.
Mi-chan, Keiichi-kun is doing his best to teach us. We need to try hard too.
You're such a good and honest kid, Rena. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school.
What? Thanks so much.
Especially you, Rena. Private lessons. Just the two of us.
Private lessons?
A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Rena's head. Because that's possible. Exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. Oh dear. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So, in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. So you study just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Out here you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. Really?
That is right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam.
That's understandable. Then why is there university then?
If anyone can get into university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right?
Well, that's true, but you should at least know stuff that's common knowledge.
This old geezer thinks that instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending... You should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things.
It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off, but since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. It tells you who says it later. That's a bit of a shocker. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom.
Kei-chan, we're done! We're done! It's our wonderful lunchtime!
In a complete 180 from an unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period.
Keiichi-kun, let's have lunch, Star! Star!
I might have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly at me.
Alright! Let's eat!
There seemed to be different cliques, even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls. But we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Rena and Mion pushed her desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Rika-chan were slowly lugging their desks over as well. What are they doing here? Why are they part of our groups of friends?
Keiichi-kun, hurry, hurry!
Rina waved their chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunch boxes.
Keiichi-san's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crust like some sort of destitute plebeian. Why don't you just show it to us? Come now!
Even though Satoko was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting.
Well then, Representative Me, please give the signal to start.
At first this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point I probably wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and gender may have all been different, but we were all friends.
Let's eat!
The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Everyone was like, "Shut the hell up, we're trying to eat here!" Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. You really don't know any guys? Oh my god. Of course, there are other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Alright, that's understandable. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compare that to girls. Well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all the side dishes in the middle where everybody was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. Oh, is it a question mark?
My!
I still don't know what kind of voice to give.
Isn't Cersei Keiichi-kun's lunch extravagant today?
My, isn't Madame Satoko's lunch extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Buying into the fight that Satoko was starting, our chopsticks locked into a cross counter, stabbing into each other's lunch. And then in our chests! Everyone's dead! My, how delicious!
Oh, this taro is good. The stewed stuff is good too, even cold.
After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile.
I saved some from dinner last night.
By the way, Satoko and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. It seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day. Rika-chan make this too? These taste like mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't from a mold. They were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do.
I guess Rika-chan's just good at this sort of thing. She's really good at sewing, laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing! Rika is quite exceptional in many ways.
That's nothing for you to boast about.
Rena's actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know.
It seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Rena when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Rena's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Rena's lunchbox constantly. Poor Rena!
Okay, everyone liked this one so much before, so I made a lot this time. It's good, I hope.
It's got high marks from me. Mion, you're talking. You're taking too much. I thought I said you're talking too much. I was like, what? Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out, trying to secure my own portion. Satoko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time in a struggle and shoot. Everyone shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Rena's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Rena. Oh, that's sad. What? But Rena seemed rather satisfied as she looked on.
How did you like it? Isn't Rena-san an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Keiichi-san.
I said that's nothing for you to boast about, little brat.
You're not much different from Kei-san, Satoko. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet?
Oh. Satoko's face went pale.
Hey, even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know. Huh? Oh, of course I can. I really can, because the first one was me.
It's really hard for her to lie.
Keiichi-kun, both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? You shouldn't be picking on her. Mi-chan too.
Rena hurriedly tried to follow up, but Mion laughed hotly as she drew closer to Satoko. They like that word, don't they? Hotly.
Well, just pretend it was a little home session lesson. Now then, Satoko, what's this?
Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. Guess we can't tell the difference.
But that's correct.
Mion made eye contact with me, and within 0.3 seconds I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon-wrapped asparagus and giving her two choices. She's pretty terrible.
The yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait, the green one is cauliflower. So which? Probably the yellow one is broccoli and the blue one is cauliflower, but the green one is,
Wasn't cauliflower like white, broccoli green?
Do you really know which one is which? How about you just give up?
I'd expect no less from the class representative. The oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. Everyone here would make great murderer material. This is just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal.
I do know! I really do! Then answer the question. I know! Wow.
She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. She's supposed to be like, what, 12? Oh, no.
How cute.
Rena entered the state of euphoria as Satoko bawled her eyes out. Rena was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satoko's head and smiled at her. Really, a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It was that kind of smile. Is that foreshadowing?
Rena! Mimi's
picking on me.
Wow! Cute! It's okay, Reno and A-chan will take care of all those bad people who tease my little sister.
Whoa. Flash boom bow! It was like a flash of lightning. What was that just now? Both of Rena's fists shot out at supersonic speeds, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. What? Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the ceiling with matching welts on our faces.
This is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went easy on us.
Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Rena. Fucking hell, I didn't expect that of her. But like I said, everyone here is just perfect murder material.
See, Satoko-chan? I took care of them. Oh, cute.
She'd like the she'd be the yandere type, wouldn't it?
I want to take you home.
So overprotective of something that that she'd kill for something. Making sure Rena couldn't see it, Satoko stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all! Using Rena as a puppet. Rika-chan's massaged our bruises without saying a word. Classes is over then, huh? Well, I think I'm gonna end the first episode here. Well, the second episode, but let's forget that the first episode, like, the mistake happened, because it didn't. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the second part of Higurashi When They Cry, and I hope you'll be sticking around to find out, like, just what the hell is gonna happen. How is everyone, like, when is someone gonna finally use the shovel? Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Bye.